Hello everybody, and thank you for clicking on this video. Only a very short one today, but I'm going to react to a statement that's been made by a journalist called Louise Taylor for The Guardian in an article about Newcastle United, which covers quite a lot of ground. It mentions they're planning for a new stadium, and there's a quote here which I will read. I'm going to put the link to the article in the description for anyone who wants to read the full thing. But the bit that's caught quite a lot of people's eye is the following. By March, the majority Saudi Arabian-owned club are expected to have finally announced a long-awaited decision as to whether or not they plan on spending $1 billion on rebuilding St James's Park with an increased 65,000 capacity. The alternative is to invest 3 times that sum and construct a new, potentially matchday revenue doubling 75 capacity stadium elsewhere in the city. Either option will almost certainly prompt months of planning wrangles, not to mention the likely need to share the Stadium of Light with Sunderland while a potential rebuild takes place. That would be unpopular in some quarters, but there seems no realistic alternative. Moreover, if Milan and Inter can share the San Siro, the two northeast rivals can surely cohabit for a while. So a lot to unpack there. Firstly, I'm just going to go straight after that last bit about Milan and Inter fans being able to cohabit. That's one city, and that's fan bases that have done it for decades in the same stadium. To compare Sunderland and Newcastle it's insulting to both fan bases. It's just a ridiculous comment, really. But it claims that a ground share at the Stadium of Light, there's no realistic alternative. Well, a ground share at the Stadium of Light isn't realistic anyway. This has caused a bit of an online frenzy tonight, with Sunderland message board absolutely exploding with people reacting quite passionately about this. Sunderland fans want nothing to do with it. Newcastle fans, I don't know, and I'm not going to be going looking on their forum. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter how big the Stadium of Light is or the distance from Newcastle to Sunderland, the transport links, none of that matters. Any time Newcastle fans are coming into Sunderland, that is going to cause problems. Safety concerns. Look at last year. It was 1 year to the day, actually. It was 6th of January, my birthday. Every Newcastle fan that came to the Stadium of Light last year had to be bubbled in on buses. So, and that was an away allocation, a big one, admittedly, but that was an away allocation. If Newcastle fans are going to be the home fans at the Stadium of Light, you're going to bubble them all in? And then that opens up the whole conversation about how many are you actually going to let in? What are the police going to sign off on is a safe amount to put in? It's not practical, is it? And that's why I think that this quote in this newspaper article has just been chucked in there to cause a little bit of an online frenzy, and it's obviously worked, and people are kicking off by it. I've made a video reacting to it, and I won't be the first person to. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think whatever Newcastle do, I think that they will sort out a way of being able to play their football, and it will not involve playing at the Stadium of Light, so I wouldn't worry about that. And even if they did entertain the idea, I don't think Sunderland will now, especially not what happened last year with the Black Cats Bar thing. There's still some people that are fuming about it. I'm kind of over that now. I'm just enjoying what's happening with Sunderland on the pitch. Some people, though, are still really sour about it, and I think if they allowed Newcastle to ground share, some people would never, ever forgive the club for that. I just can't see it. I really can't see it. So if you're worrying about it, don't worry about it. It ain't going to happen. Maybe Newcastle will just buy the Darlington Arena or something.